Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. You are developing a .NET Core MVC application that allows customers to research independent holiday accommodation providers. You want to implement Azure Search to allow the application to search the index by using various criteria to locate documents related to accommodation. You want the application to allow customers to search the index by using regular expressions. What should you do? Option A. Configure the search mode property of the search parameters class. Option B. Configure the query type property of the search parameters class. Option C. Configure the facets property of the search parameters class. Option D. Configure the filter property of the search parameters class. The answer is option B. To enable searching the index using regular expressions in an Azure Search Service, you need to configure the query type property of the search parameters class. The query type property specifies the syntax of the search query. To use advanced search capabilities such as regular expressions, you need to set the query type property to full, which enables full Lucene syntax. Question 2. You are developing an application that uses keys stored in Azure Key Vault. You need to enforce a specific cryptographic algorithm and key size for keys stored in the vault. What should you use? Option A. Secret versioning. Option B. Azure policy. Option C. Key Vault firewall. Option D. Access policies. The answer is option B. To enforce a specific cryptographic algorithm and key size for keys stored in Azure Key Vault, you should use Azure Policy. Azure Policy allows you to create, assign, and manage policy definitions that enforce rules and effects for your resources, including Azure Key Vault. This helps ensure that resources comply with your organization's standards and requirements, such as specific cryptographic algorithms and key sizes. Question 3. You are developing several Azure API management hosted APIs. You must transform the APIs to hide private backend information and obscure the technology stack used to implement the backend processing. You need to protect all APIs. What should you do? Option A. Configure and apply a new inbound policy scope to a product. Option B. Configure and apply a new outbound policy scope to the operation. Option C. Configure and apply a new outbound policy scope to global. Option D. Configure and apply a new backend policy scope to global. The answer is option C. To protect all APIs and ensure that private backend information and the technology stack are obscured, you should configure and apply a new outbound policy scope globally. This type of policy will uniformly transform the responses of all APIs within your Azure API management instance, which aligns perfectly with the goal of hiding backend details and technological specifics across the board. Question 4. You are a developer at your company. You need to edit the workflows for an existing Logic app. What should you use? Option A. The Enterprise Integration Pack. Option B. The Logic App Code View. Option C. The API Connections. Option D. The Logic Apps Designer. The answer is option D. To edit workflows for an existing Logic app, you should use the Logic Apps Designer. This tool provides a visual interface for creating and modifying Logic app workflows, making it easier to design and manage workflows without needing to write code. The Logic Apps Designer is specifically designed for this purpose, offering pre-built connectors and triggers that simplify the process. Question 5. You develop a web app on a tier D1 app service plan. You notice that page load times increase during periods of peak traffic. You want to implement automatic scaling when CPU load is above 80%. Your solution must minimize costs. What should you do first? Option A. Enable auto-scaling on the web app. Option B. Switch to the Premium App Service tier plan. Option C. Switch to the Standard App Service tier plan. Option D. Switch to the Azure App Services consumption plan. The answer is option C. Configure the web app to the Standard App Service tier. The Standard tier supports auto-scaling, and we should minimize the cost. Therefore, switch to the Standard App Service tier plan first, which allows auto-scaling to be enabled when the CPU load is above 80%. ensuring better performance during peak traffic while managing costs effectively. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.